Hi, I'm Jochen Schleese, founder of Saddlefit for Life. I am so excited to talk to you about today's webinar. This is the first webinar of our six-part web series, 8 Common Saddle Fit Myths. Now, what is the correct approach to fit saddles? Is it opinion? Is it science? Whatever it is, the problem is today many horses still suffer in silence. And what I thought in this webinar, I'm going to show you and help you to understand why there's so much confusion. But let's start with saddle fit perception. The equestrian industry has no regulation and a ton of misleading information for self-serving each individual interest. So let's look into it, what that means. So we have these 8 different saddle fitting myths. One's a function, one's a fashion. So let's dive right into it. So first one is the clothespin fit. The clothespin fit is, well, the saddle sits tight over the horse's spinal processes, just like a t-shirt, what hangs tight over a laundry line, and then the clothespin pins that t-shirt down so it doesn't fall down. Sort of same approach. There's many saddles like this, unfortunately, a lot of hunter jumper saddles, a lot of polo saddles, so that the saddle doesn't fly off. But what does that happen? What does that mean to the horse? You put a lot of pressure on the spinal nerves and the multifidus nerves. Now, perfect fit, right? For the individual need. So the polo player can lean left or right. But for the horse, what does it mean to the horse? Not really saddle fit, is it? For the horse, just means it get pinched severely on the spine. We see it with thermography. We see it with deformity. It's all the time there. Same thing with another need. This individual needs wants to have the horse in the false elevation, where the scapula falls back, so get a little bit more higher knee action. They never canter, so they sit right in the lumbar area of the horse. But is that really good? Is that saddle fitting well? For them, yes, because that's what they want to do. For the horse, not so much, because that's not working. Why is it not working? Because if you look at the bone structure on the bottom right, you see in the red circle the spinal processes, how they stick up. They're very thin. And further forward, you see the ribs, how they come off the vertebrae. Very strong. So for thousands of years, when it was function, not fashion, they focused on that area. The top left is the saddle where it sits clearly in the lumbar area. So that's not where you want to have a saddle either. So that dressage saddle is too long. Where I marked it with the yellow, you see the different coloring in the flank. You know why that is. So that's the area where you cannot put any pressure. Then we have specialty saddles, racing saddles, side saddles, drum saddle, parade saddles, or all kinds of different saddles, because one side is different than the other. The rider hangs more to one side, only stands in the stirrup leathers, or hangs on the side or on the back in the trick saddles. So these saddles have a different type of fitting for their function, for the individual need. But what about the horse? Here's another function. If I want to have a rider sit in the horse and it says, oh, saddle doesn't move, I make sure it digs in the front and the back. We call it the bridge fit. The problem with the bridge fit is the saddle will dig severely into the horse's cartilage, damage the horse's shoulder, put massive pressure into the lumbar area. Huge problem. And for the person who wants to sell a saddle that fits all horses, it says, see, fits all horse. For this individual, perfect fit. For the horse, absolutely disaster and crippling the horse's back, that even veterinarians and university writing articles about how horrible today's saddles are, who are designed to fit like a bridge fit. Top right, you see a picture where the saddle is photographed with thermography, and definitely no contact in the middle, isn't there? Only front and back. On the bottom right on this slide, you see a horse skeleton and in position to how the back should work when they canter. The back comes up. But everybody knows when a muscle gets punctured or pressured, imagine somebody hits you with the fist in your stomach, you buckle over. Okay, so if there's back pressure severely in the front, severely in the back, they go hollow, opposite of they normally go. And then we have the next one, the circus fit. The circus fit means if you're looking for the horse to heavy duty, heavy, balancing the pressure on the front leg, which is kind of ridiculous. Everything what we learned over thousands of years, free up the forehand, right? So unfortunately, in certain, circus, you see the horse doing incredible tricks, which maybe not so good if a non-professional does it or a horse does it for a long time. Now, unfortunately, we see this a lot in the dressage world, that we have dressage saddles now developed with the Circus fit, which means a lot of pressure is put onto the front. The horse goes hollow, just like the circus horse I just showed you in the previous slide. And look at how low the fetlock is to the ground. Absolutely horrible. The saddles are long, sitting on the spine. So we get this false elevation, kind of like in the hyperextension fit, except on the dressage horse, they crank the nose bends and the curb is so tight, they pull the chest right to the chest in order to get that flashy front leg circus trot. Only for the detriment to the horse with massive atrophy on the shoulders and, of course, lumbar area. Then we got the treeless fit, also known as bareback saddle pad fits. You don't really fit them because how can you fit them? What is saddle fit? The saddle fit is to distribute the rider's weight, not just under the seat, but over a large area, and to support their pelvis. In this picture here, you see the person holding the pelvis, and it's tilting back because your pubic symphysis and the front part of the bone will absolutely be crushed off the horse's withers if you sit the way you're supposed to sit. Now you're sitting on this horse like you're sitting on a toilet or you're sitting on the chair. Absolutely horrible. So when you sit like that, that of course puts extra pressure and weight to the horse, and they deform. And we've seen this over and over again with the bareback pads or treeless saddles, where we see horses absolutely upside down. The sad part, many good saddles are adjusted, also known as the fake adjustable fit, with a hydraulic tree machine where they brake saddles. And these saddles cost a lot of money these days. The owner pays somebody to pay for a saddle adjustment with the tree adjustment machine, only to know that adjusting it with equipment which are not meant to on certain saddles. Now, some Western saddles you can adjust the bars, most you can't. And same with English saddles. Some you can, most you can't. The left ones are wood trees, the right ones are plastic trees. If you force it with a hydraulic press, you will damage it for sure. For thousands and thousands of years, people knew stay off the reflex points would cause negative reaction. I've colored them here in blue for you. There are 14 on each side. Where should the saddle sit? It should sit on top of the ribs. Where? Away from the shoulder, away from the lumbar. Where? Away from the wither muscle, right there in where the pink bar is. Only then the horse will, like in the University of Zurich, lift the back, elevate his back, get his hind leg underneath, and be free in front. And the saddle won't dig into this. On the left, on the bottom left, you see the spine into neutral. As soon as you hit one of those blue points, the horse will go hollow. And all these spinal processes will hit. Okay? The only way we can have a proper saddle fitting is that the middle elevates the tree away from the front so the scapula can rotate back. The horse on the bottom left shows you by just lifting up the leg how the scapula moves upwards, backwards, and that's what is normal. So with the proper fit, okay, the scapula can slide underneath. So one more time, focus that the contact is on a minimum of 60 square inch on each side. Okay, it's a different story if you're a super big guy like me and have a big horse, the square inch is bigger. If you're a tiny little child, the square inch is smaller. But the whole purpose here is stay away from those reflex points that cause negative behavior and hurts the horse. Okay, so only then the horse will perform the way you desire, last a long time, the way our ancestors done it. And I beg you, do the same I did. Surround yourself with professionals. There's tons of good people who understand the physiology of the horse, anatomy of the horse. Educate yourself. There's tons of stuff out there. There is stuff out there where you can test it. There is no more opinions. There are facts. And what we wanted to do for you, if you're eager to expand your knowledge and find a solution to your saddle fit question, our evidence-based saddle fit education offer comprehensive online courses designed to deepen your understanding of anatomically correct saddle fit for you and your horse. So check us out on Saddle Fit for Life.
Thank you very much for tuning into our 9 Points of Saddle Fit series. For more free educational content, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. Or if you're interested in furthering your education beyond free content, we'd love to chat with you. You can book a call with one of our instructors to learn more about our courses. We offer evidence-based saddle fit education that is online and self-paced, so you can fit it to your own schedule. And we have different courses both for horse owners and riders, as well as for equine professionals, and continuing professional development credit for veterinarians as well. I can't wait to see you in the next video, or maybe even welcome you to the Saddle Fit for Life Academy permanently.